Hi, welcome everyone. I'm back for the next lesson, and we'll get right to it and keep right on going. Next in line is Elhaz. Um,
Wee! I'm flying.
think of what this represents.
Wee! Flew.
Music up to the
Hey!
gods. That'll make sense in a moment. So Elhaz is the letter Z. Elhaz represents the elk, or the horns of the elk, the branches and roots of the tree, a swan in flight, or a splayed hand. It represents the protective force, or the Valkyrie, the Valkyries. So, this represents the elk, protection or enclosures, life, the Bifrost Bridge, path of the branches and roots of a tree, connection between gods and men, spirit, protection, sanctuary, refuge, divinity, power, or directional focus. Elhaz really represents that connection between us and the gods. It's our communication between us and them, between them and us. It's that protective force they give us, that strength we have within. In Germanic, it was called Elgies, or Elgis. And you may see that in other places being called Elgies. Old Norse, it was Ivar. Anglo-Saxon, Yule. Norwegian, Elger. Old English, Yule. And Modern English, Elks. We go with Elhaz. That's kind of the oldest of the Germanic ones. Kind of the oldest to correspond with the Elder Futhark. But if you said Elgies, I would understand what you're saying. Its deities are Heimdall, guardian of Bifrost Bridge. He said that he can hear the sound of a bird breathing and the grass rustling across all of Midgard. He can hear basically and see to the furthest reaches and see and hear everything that's going on. That's why he's our guardian. Also the Valkyries, as protectors and selectors of the slain warriors. Element is air and fire. The tree is the yew. Color is the rainbow, the whole colors. Herb, angelica. Stone, black tourmaline. Astrology would represent Cancer. Animals are the elk, the reindeer, swan, cougar. Elhaz really is that connection between us and the gods. We're a little over halfway, and this is really to the point where you start understanding the more complex connections in the world. You start understanding your spirituality, you understand karma and reason, and you start to understand that connection between everything. From here we move into sowilo, and that's how you start utilizing some of these things. This picture of your luck, of casting dice, this understanding that bad things are going to happen. In Hagalaz, you're going to have to struggle through them and have the strength with Nalthis. Sometimes you need to slow down and get things right so that you can have Yera, your harvest, come out correctly. You still need to reach out to the gods above and below to find your path, but that will bring you to an understanding of your luck and your future. Then you start realizing your connection with the gods, which brings us to sowilo, which represents the letter S and is the divine solar wheel itself. The holy solar wheel. Its original meaning was the divine solar wheel or the thunderbolt. Very closely associated with Thor. Its keywords to represent it are the sun, the solar wheel, magic will, guide, goal and path, success, honor, partnership, journeys, power, transformation, and understanding. What it actually represents, the symbol itself, the ideographic interpretation, is one part of the dynamic solar wheel, which is our swastika, is the holy solar wheel, which originally developed from the thunderbolt, or a form of the Odin's eye, as you can see if you were to. You get the cyclical solar wheel, or the what they call the sickle arm solar wheel, the sickle arm swastika, which was used by the farmers across our lands for many years, with the curved arms represented the blades of the sickle, being out there harvesting in the fields. Again, this kind of brings you back to the feeling of Yera, where you reap what you sow. This is being able to take that power and success and move forward with it. Use it to your will. Take those rewards and do something with them. What are you going to take all that harvest, all that money you made from your crops, what are you going to do with it? It's represented by the element fire, the deities Thor, Heimdall, and Balder. The juniper tree, the color gold, the herb mistletoe, the holy herb for druids. And the stone would be the Norse sunstone, or lodestone, which they would use even on cloudy days. They would hold this stone over a bucket of water, and the sun's rays would shine through it and then shine down onto the water, and you'd be able to get a bearing of what direction you're still heading, or what direction from the sun you were in, even when it was cloudy or foggy. This really represents that moving forward, that taking that power of the sun, the power of life itself. The sun gives us life. Without Suna, without the sun, none of this would be here. None of this would exist. It would be a frozen rock flying through the skies, through the universe. We would be nothing if it weren't for the life-giving sun. It keeps us all warm and gives us plants and animals and all this abundance for us to live from. So tell me that's not divine. This rounds out the second et, or second 8. From here we'll move into the third et, which becomes more the complexities in life and finding that enlightenment and balance, how to find that, and what comes next. Because the runes as a whole are a cycle. You get through the runes and it only brings you back to the beginning. The end of one and beginning of another. So with that, I say goodbye until next time.